County Fairgrounds and Cool K here. Do I have Thomas Theobald? Extreme trampoline shows?
Absolutely.
Okay, extreme trampoline shows is something a little bit different that you don't see trampoline acts too much anymore. So how long have you been doing this?
Oh, great question. So we've been doing it for about 15 years now.
Okay, all right. And an inevitable question, of course, the next one after that comes is how in the world did you get into this?
Oh, fun, quick story for you. I did not start the show. The show originally came to Utah and rented some trampolines from a friend of mine, and I really had trained trampoline and wanted to get in, so I tried to show the best work ethic that I could. It was as helpful as possible, and I just told them, hey, I'm a trampoline guy. If you ever want to give me a chance, I would love the opportunity. And the next day, one of their performers broke an arm, and then they called me and gave me a shot, and I haven't stopped since.
You know, the next thought that immediately comes to mind, how many times do people hurt themselves doing these shows?
Only 2 injuries that in probably the whole 15 years of running it. So.
Okay, so you do shows in the United States? You go out of the country?
Yep, so we've been as far as Dubai, over to Hong Kong, down to Mexico, for the most part in the United States, but there's been a few international trips.
So have you been all over the United States?
We've performed in 49 out of 50. The only state that we've been to, but we haven't performed in, is Hawaii.
Okay, so how long do one of these shows last?
Our shows range anywhere from, for a quick halftime, 3 to 5 minutes, but our traditional show, we try to make it a 20 to 25-minute production.
Okay, and how many performers are in that production?
Minimum of 2, but if they have a big budget and want to introduce more athletes and have a little more synchronized action, we go up to 4.
And you participate in it?
I do, yes. Okay,
so you must be in great physical shape, huh?
Trying to hold my own as long as I can.
How long does it take to train somebody to do something like this?
So the nice part is the show is different every time that we do it, depending on who we bring in. So nobody really knows the whole show. So we bring in guys that specialize in maybe skiing on the trampoline or doing more of the traditional stuff. So I would say the average performer's probably been at their sport for at least 5 years.
Are there other trampoline acts? I mean, I interview a lot of people and know a lot of entertainers. I think you're the first trampoline show I've come across.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know there's definitely a few guys out there that are trying to do trampoline shows. I think we're the most unique one.
Okay. Do you have women in your show?
We do, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So how does somebody train for something like this?
So we typically look through trampoline gymnasts first, and it's a small community of people that actually train trampoline. So a lot of networking and finding out, the people that have the availability, the passion, the drive, and the experience. And then we ask them to, hey, do you want to try jumping with a snowboard and see how that goes? And we kind of build athletes up to being able to do the show from there.
So how much square footage, how much area do you need to put this?
The very biggest footprint that we need is 16 feet front to back and 25 feet side to side.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. So, I mean, do you do traditional county and state fairs? Have you done that?
Yes. In fact, that's our favorite. We do a lot of corporate shows and a lot of halftime shows, but those are usually so impersonal and quick that we don't really get to enjoy being with a crowd. So we try to do as many fairs and festivals as we can.
Oh, you're talking to the right person. I can get you some traffic.
Good.
Okay, so where are you booked at coming up?
So we are booked all over the U.S. We've got 89 days booked so far this year, coast to coast.
Do you do your own booking?
We work with a few agencies, but no one exclusively. We try to do everything by ourselves. We don't mind working with agencies, but we like the freedom of being able to do what we want, how we want to do it. So. Okay,
so like a county fair is laid out a certain way. Are you like, they would mark you off some area and you would set up in it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you do several shows a day then?
Yep, we perform up to 3 shows per day.
Okay. All right. Okay. And so what do you think is the most dangerous part of this whole thing? Dangerous thing that you've seen on the trampoline?
So the good news is we want the audience to believe that what we're doing is really pushing the boundaries and trying to do crazy stunts. But we have families. We care about our safety. So we tell our performers, if you can't do it 10 out of 10 times, it has no business being in the show. So we actually don't do things that we consider are really, pushing and being hazardous and dangerous. But we would definitely want the audience to feel that they're about to see something death-defying.
Okay. And how long does the show last?
Roughly 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay. All right. All right. So tell me where you're booked at so people can get an idea.
Sure. Our biggest run of shows so far this summer, we're booked at a theme park for 6 weeks straight, the Kentucky Kingdom. But just kind of one-off festivals everywhere from, we're doing the Maine State Fair all the way to festivals in California and everything in between.
Okay, so you have one act. You're like a one act thing. I mean, you don't have several of these that you send out. It's just like one of you.
Oh, good question. So I'm based in Utah, but we have a complete setup that we keep in Massachusetts, one that we keep in Missouri, and I keep one in Utah. And those 3 setups crisscross the country at all times.
And you book for all of them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then the next question I'm going to ask, and we've covered quite a few things. The next question, of course, I will ask is how do people reach you if they have an interest?
Sure. Our website is trampshow.com, and I promise it's as G-rated as possible. But that has all of my personal contact information on there as well as the details of each show.
Okay, and you bring everything with you that you need? We
do. In fact, one thing that we pride ourselves on is we've invested tens of thousands of dollars in really good PA systems that show up, and we hope to exceed anything anyone else is doing as far as bringing their own sound in.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be a problem at some of the fairs. I know that.
Yep, we show up more than prepared every time for that.
Okay, so you can leave the booking information, and if you want to leave a booking agency's information, go ahead.
My booking is thomas@trampshow.com. My phone number is 435-764-4685. We don't do anything exclusively with agencies. If they reach out to us, we will, work with them. But we don't have a set agency.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, are you a married man?
Yes. Just celebrated my 20-year anniversary. So.
And what does your wife think of this? I'm curious.
Oh, she thought it was a terrible idea, but loved me enough and supported me and we're glad that it worked, and she enjoys it now because she gets to come along on a lot of the trips, and because of it, we've been able to see a lot of places in the country that we would never have thought of. So we definitely both love it and embrace it now.
Okay, well, thank you for the interview. We'll get it up and I'll post it. Do you have any preference as to which states you'd like to have it posted on?
Oh, we would love to be any state, anywhere.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Thomas. We'll get this up.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.